Hey, I have a question.
Hmm?
What's the topic?
Oh, that's such a good
Oh
question,
my
actually.
god. How is that a good question?
Because I'm not really completely sure.
Do you want to do the K-pop one? Yes or no?
I do not care.
Okay, that was not one of the answer choices.
Yes, yes, yes.
Someone has to intro. I introed the last one. I am not introing this one. Well,
Felix?
Is it
Just
is
what's
it my
going-
turn?
Yeah,
it's your turn.
How do I do it?
You just said what's going on. And then the topic, bro.
What's going on with the topic? What's the topic?
I'm gonna cry. Should
I'm
I
sorry,
like,
I'm
do
sorry.
it? Like,
I'm sorry. I'm okay. Hey guys, what's going on? Today we had
Yep. That's the one.
Hey guys. Sorry, I'm yelling.
Just say what's going on with K-pop, bro. It's not that hard.
Well, I'm overthinking it. I'm sorry. Kendall, you do it.
Oh my god. What's going on? Today we're talking about K-pop.
Hey guys, what's going on with K-pop?
There you go.
Wow.
You did it. I'm so proud of you.
What's going on with K-pop?
Thanks, Kendall.
I know Ghost usually runs the episodes here, but I'll run the episode here. So
You're doing
Good
a
start,
great
good
job.
start.
Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm trying to think. So Felix and I are avid K-pop stans, and Ghost is like in denial.
I'm not in
bit.
denial. I'm not in denial.
Yeah, okay.
I don't listen to K-pop.
Do you want to
This
talk
guy-
to Jungkook about that, or?
Oh.
I will not be speaking to Jungkook about
What about-
anything.
What about your wife? What about your wife, Hyunjin?
Do not bring any of these people
Or your
up.
girlfriend? Ian?
I'm cutting all of this out.
Whatever. Anyway, so
Actually, I'm editing this
Oh.
one, so
No!
oh.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll cut it out.
Felix, do you want to explain to everybody how you got into K-pop?
I've listened to K-pop before, and then a year ago, my friend said, "Here, listen to this group," and I listened to them, and I was like, "These guys are pretty cool." And then I looked them up on YouTube, and then I went down the rabbit hole, and now I'm trapped.
Oh, that's awesome.
What about you?
About a year ago,
Maybe I was first though.
you were first, but about a year ago, that same friend was in a call with me and was like, "Hey, I am seeing these people in concert. Do you want to watch a video of them?" And it was Red Lights by Stray Kids. And then we listened to it a
Good
lot,
start.
but it really was. And I was in denial for a while that I actually liked them, because I didn't want to believe that I actually liked them, because I had really bad, what is it?
Impression?
Impression of K-pop and K-pop stans, because I used to be on commentary YouTube, and they didn't like K-pop stans that much. But after a while, I finally accepted who I am. I'm a K-pop stan. No, but
Yeah.
basically, yeah, and then I started listening to more K-pop, and now I'm on Stan Twit. What about you, Ghost?
What's your background with K-pop?
Alright, so about a year ago. About a year ago.
Like
I was.
we're all in the same friend group or something.
That same friend I was like. Actually, you guys were in a call. I was trying to sleep. And I got a Discord ping and it was, "Hey, Ghost, you gotta watch this video. There's a video I want you to watch." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll watch it." And I joined on my phone, and I joined the screen share on my phone, and I couldn't really hear what was going on, but the video was Red Lights, and if you've ever seen that video, maybe you don't need to hear the song to think the video's good. Anyway, I watched the video and I was like, "What is going on? What is this?" And then everyone was like, "Well, it's K-pop. It's a K-pop group. It's the group that your friend likes." And I was like, "This is K-pop?" And that was it. That's my whole story.
What What were
Really?
the emotions behind this is K-pop?
I was surprised. Well, cause I had never like really. Probably my only exposure before then was like random friends or whatever had like Blackpink photo cards, and I was like, okay, I don't know what the hype was. Why do you have a little like, why do you have a little card with somebody's face on there? That's kind of weird. And I had never seen any like music videos or heard any songs or anything. I thought that was kind of a fan base that I just never really needed to be a part of, and it never really appealed to me. And then for Red Lights being the first thing I ever saw, really, it was so much different than what I thought. So that was interesting.
Yeah, I feel like K-pop was a more pop sound, I guess, because it's in the name. So
Yeah.
you think, but like, I don't know, it's just that one was so different, I
I
guess,
feel
than
like
what I expected.
it's a really broad label,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's a lot of there's a lot of variety under the label.
Definitely never appealed to me because I just don't even listen to American pop, so I just kind of assumed that it would all be very similar and that I wouldn't take any interest in it.
Felix,
Yeah.
what are your favorite groups?
Favorite groups. Most favorite group is Stray Kids. Second is ATEEZ. I also listen to Hypen, but I am also very exposed to G Idol because they're your favorite.
Yeah. Do you listen to any soloists?
BB, but a lot of people would argue that she's not exactly K-pop.
I'd say she counts.
I listen to BTS, but I mostly listen to the members' solo stuff. What about you?
My my favorite, or I guess old group, is Stray Kids, just like you. But I'm more of a girl group stan. I listen to G Idol, 50/50. I listen to some Blackpink songs, not a lot. I listen to a little bit of New Jeans. I only like really stan three groups, I guess, but I do listen to a lot of like songs from other groups.
For sure.
I also like BB a lot, and BTS solo stuff. I like Suga's stuff, and I like J-Hope stuff. Someone in here likes, well, two people in here really like Seven by Jungkook.
It's a good song. Also, I just want to say before you keep going, you should talk about like some of the K-pop slang and like words that you use for things that probably everybody doesn't know what they mean.
Oh yeah, that's kind of real. That's kind of real.
Yeah.
So when you like really like someone, it's like you stan that group, right?
What does stan mean? What
You're
what
like a
is the definition
super
of stan?
fan.
Super fan.
It used to be stalker fan, but it's changed since then. So it's just super fan now. Okay. So basically, you stan these groups, but if you have a favorite out of the groups you stan, you call that an alt group, and that's basically your nothing can even like come close to fucking touching that group. Like our alts are Stray Kids. Alt doesn't go for only groups as well. It can also go for people in the groups. Your favorite member is called a bias.
Or if you have,
I don't know.
if you stand multiple groups and you have one person out of all the groups that you like the most, you're old bias.
I guess I'll describe as we keep going because we'll probably say some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm cooking. Let me cook.
You're good. You're good. Take all the time you need to cook.
Let Jungkook 7.
Shut the hell up.
Sorry.
Let Jungkook 7.
So, in K-pop, there are boy groups and there are girl groups. Sometimes there's co-ed groups. Like there's this group called Card, who's a co-ed group that we like one of their songs. Here we have a boy group stan and we have a girl group stan who only likes one boy group. Felix is a boy group stan. I'm mostly a girl group stan. Felix, what do you think is the biggest differences between a girl group and a boy group? Other than the fact that the genders are different.
I didn't think about that one. Thanks for clearing that up. I think a lot of times between different groups, I feel like the vibe is different a lot of the time. It's very popular to have girl groups have very cutesy songs, I feel like. But there definitely are groups that don't just do cutesy stuff. But also, I don't know. Boy groups feel like They have more rapping. Depends on the group, but maybe more intense sounding
Mm.
songs.
I also think the way they're dressed is drastically different,
For
and the
sure.
way that their hair is done is like very drastically different. Like boy groups, you'll see a lot of people with like a bunch of different color hair, but in girl groups, you see like natural hair.
Yeah, more natural hair
Um,
or natural colors.
yeah. I stand G Idol, right? And one of the members, Shua, she always had like this really dark brown hair ever since debut. Debut is basically when they put their first song out or their first album out.
Like
It's
as
when
an
they
official group.
yeah. And then pre-debut stuff is stuff that they did before that. So ever since she started making music and like started to become an idol and all that. Idol is the artist, by the way. She always had this really dark brown hair, and then they came out with this album called I Love last year, and she dyed her hair, she bleached it like bleach blonde, and that's the first time anybody's ever seen that, and they're like, holy shit, she finally did something with it, and it's still like kind of a
Yeah.
natural color to have.
And everyone's like, oh my gosh.
Everyone's like, oh my god. I think the most outgoing color I have seen from G Idol is one of the other idols, Oogie. She had this like almost like light orange hair for a little bit. I think that's the most like out there thing I've seen from a girl group, other than like
Yeah.
blonde or something.
It's definitely not always so strict. It definitely depends on the group
Mm.
and the company that they're under or, whatever.
One of the members from Card had bright red hair. One of
Yeah.
the girls. But that's also a Koa group, so I don't really know much about them. For example, in Stray Kids, right now they have a member that has bright blue hair, and they've had like I don't know, they've just had like the variety of rainbow colors.
I think there's been all colors of the rainbow.
I think boy groups and girl groups are dressed very differently as well. Of
Mhm.
course, like obviously they're not gonna be wearing the same exact things. With boy groups, I see a lot of like layers and like a lot of like long pants and stuff, but with girl groups it's kind of the opposite where they have like less layers and more like quote unquote sexy clothing, you know?
You know what I think?
What do you think?
I think a big difference that I've noticed is that boy groups are marketed to kind of differentiate all the members. Like each member kind of has their own vibe going on and their own thing happening in the choreography, and they divide parts in songs very well. And then from what I've seen of girl groups, they're marketed very as a group, as one unit. They're all very dressed very similarly, or they have all of the same parts in a song or something like that, where they're marketing them as if all of them are one person, rather than for boy groups I've seen that they differentiate them so much.
That's a really good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. There is some like individuality in some girl groups, but I think definitely it is a lot more individual in boy groups than it is for girl groups.
Mm-hmm. Something that I could talk about, because I've been kind of in the middle of it, kind of involved in it, is New Jeans right now. I don't listen to K-pop on my own. I don't listen to New Jeans on my own. If I'm ever listening to it, it's with you guys, but I do get like TikTok clips and whatever, so I'm still seeing what's happening. I have said a couple times, kind of as a joke, but a little bit serious, a couple times, like every time we've listened to a song or whatever, I'm like, this is genius. And I think I have reasons for that. I think there's reasons why they're so genius. One of them is going back to girl groups being marketed as like one unit. I feel like New Jeans doesn't do that, especially with like each member has their own kind of color and they have their own little theme, and it is marketed as one coherent group, but even in like choreography they have different parts and they're just very like separated. It's very like nicely organized and separated between what all of them do. I think that's genius.
I think that New Jeans really, really set up for success right now.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I know they're under Hype, right? So I mean that company is just ginormous. I think they really know what they're doing with that group. It's kind of crazy to watch them blow up and all the promotion that their company is putting out for them. I think they're really set up for success.
Adding on to what is it, the marketing difference, I think a lot of that is also because of the nature of certain songs that each kinds of groups sing. Like girl groups usually get like more simplistic and cutesy songs. Like think like the, the Feels by Twice or something, like love lovey
Yeah.
dovey shit. And then boy groups get like, I guess more like you said, more like intense songs,
Yeah.
like more fucking rugged and shit.
Yeah.
So there's more like layers to the more like intense songs, so they all get to have like their own chance to shine. When like with the simplistic songs, like I don't know, half the time it like all just kind of sounds the same, and it's just a different member singing another member's part, and it's
Yeah.
like it's not. I love that kind of music though. Like I listen to the Feels by Twice all the fucking time. Like that's like a really solid good song. But very much you can't really promote individually under a song like that though, because you're not really showing yourself off that much. Because you're just singing the same line that you just heard like 2 minutes ago.
I do think that there is some of that in boy groups though as well.
You just see it less often.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it also depends on whether the group is like self-produced or if someone else is making their songs and like
Definitely.
handing it to them.
For sure. When you look at the difference between self-produced and company produced, you're seeing, I feel like self-produced is a lot more experimental.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're more doing whatever they want. And I feel like company produced is only set up for success by the company
Yeah,
standards and by the fan bases.
because the company just wants the group to like get famous and like
Yeah.
go viral, so they're like coming up with these songs. Whereas like a self-produced Stray Kids, for example, all their music is more like noisy and like a lot of people aren't gonna like it probably, but they're still doing their thing. They still got their good songs.
I have a question then. Is it like openly, is it like public information if a song is company produced rather than
Yeah.
by the actual artist? That's public
Like,
information.
If you look at song credits,
It
you
says
can-
like who wrote the song.
it says
and
who
produced
wrote the
and
song, who
stuff.
produced it, who arranged it,
Yeah.
and everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, with
you-
Stray Kids, if you look, you see like the name, and then in parentheses you see 3 Racha, which is their production team, which is 3 of the
In the
members.
group.
Yeah, there's some groups out there that like they'll do some of their songs, but their other songs they don't really do.
Also,
you
you're
know?
not gonna always get a bunch of writers in one group.
Yeah.
Always. Or people that can or want to produce.
Stray Kids is just like a random.
I don't know.
They're just like a 1 in 1,000 chance, because all of them are like writers and shit.
I think that every single one of the members at least writes lyrics.
But there's nothing wrong with company produced music, because a lot of it's really
Yeah.
good as well. Like I thoroughly enjoy listening to most songs that are put out.
I have a question.
Ask the
What is the in like American music? I'm thinking like Billie Eilish, okay? K-pop artists put out music so much more often than
Yeah.
American artists, and every single time it's marketed as a comeback.
I
What
don't-
is going on with that?
It's just like another term in American music. People don't say debut a lot. That's not really a thing. Or just like you don't like just like bias. You're not gonna really bias.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like
in
my
an
music
American
bias
group.
is fucking Billie Eilish.
Yeah. It's just like a different term. I don't know.
To me, a comeback is they haven't been around for a long time. They've been on a break or haven't been making music for so long, and the comeback is coming back, and they're reviving everything that they had before.
But they call it a comeback every time they release.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that confused me so much when you guys would get so excited for a comeback, and I thought it was this big thing, and then I think one comeback ended up being like a mini album with
It's-
like 6 songs in it. And
Yes.
this is
Yeah,
what we've been so
releasing-
excited for months was 6 songs, and that's just so
Yeah.
different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
I think I was
okay.
thinking about why they put out so much music. I think American artists seem more self-directed. I don't know a ton about the music industry in America, when you're under a company, they're going to have you make music. you know?
Yeah, that's also something
mean-
that's so different is that you never really know, like, for American artists, you never really know what company they're under. And it's not like
Mhm.
a known thing that their company is kind of controlling everything they do.
Mhm.
That's so different for K-pop. Everybody seems to know what's going on behind everything.
Yeah, the companies are having them make music because
You want to
they're
make
under
money.
them. They're
Yeah.
yeah, you want to make money, you know. There's contracts
Mm.
that will last like 5 or like 6, 7, 8 years or something, and I feel like then they're really trying to milk as much as they can out of that amount of time that they have with their company
Yeah.
before they either get like released or they renew it or whatever.
I'm actually thinking about the company thing now. Like, I could name you like a few groups under JYP Entertainment, but I could not tell you like what company someone like Taylor Swift or whatever was under.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
It's so much more hidden because in America the artist is marketed so much, and the artist is very visibly, like, you can tell when somebody gets so famous here, like, you can tell that they're changing as a person too, and like the way they present themselves and what kind of events they go to. And I think that none of that is shown at all, especially for K-pop artists.
Oh, with K-pop, everything is also more strict. A Western artist could go on Twitter and say, "I fucking hate my fans" on Twitter or something. But if a
Huh.
K-pop artist did that, they're getting fired like right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, an idol image that they have to keep up.
Yeah, there's
I
a
mean-
certain way they have to act. There's a certain way they have to dance, talk to their fans, sing. Like they
That's so
can't
interesting.
like they can't step
Yeah.
out of that without getting in trouble.
I could be like completely wrong on this, but I don't think that it's all like the companies looming over their artists. Like,
yeah,
you better
yeah.
act right because, like, they worked hard to get to the place that they are at. They're not gonna just try and throw it away, you know. I think that it's the idol image is not only for the company but for the idol themselves.
I think most times, because there are like bad idols out there, most times idols are like genuinely good people.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I also think it's also because of the different cultures. American culture is so much different than Korean culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I don't want to say that Americans don't work that hard, but sometimes there's a lot of like just shitty people in the industry, you know?
Yeah.
I think the reason for that is the industry isn't clouded by companies that own everything like K-pop, where if there's a company that is owning idols and owns their image, that doesn't leave any room for solo artists to go out and be an asshole. Whereas in America, that is just not how it is at all. Every artist is kind of separated and they seem like their own person, and that leaves room for random people to get big and also be an asshole, and they're not being shadowed by something else that's kind of making sure their image is in line every time. All right,
Yeah.
you reminded me of something. A while ago, I saw a Reddit post about somebody who was training to be a K-pop idol, and they talked about, I don't know how much of it was true, but they talked about an average person, like maybe, I don't know, weren't like super crazy about it, just trying it out just to see how it would go for them, and talked about how every idol that they met was also a normal person, and most of the lyrics that they wrote or the dances weren't all them. It was always a team behind them who's doing everything for them, and they're just made to look pretty and kind of show all of these skills and talents that they don't have, everybody behind them has. Do you think that's
Yeah.
true?
I think.
I think it's true for some, but not for all. I think a lot of idols are just normal people who just want to be famous. I don't know. I think a lot of people genuinely want to be artists, but they're just normal people who want to be artists. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
Because the K-pop industry is so much different than the American music industry. Because in K-pop, you got the dancing, the singing, the whatever the hell. But in American music, you could just stand up on a stage and sing for like an hour.
Yeah, that's another thing that's so different, is that K-pop is all of it. And in American music, most artists don't dance when they're singing, or they don't put on a show like that. It is just them singing. It's just their music. Whereas
Yeah.
K-pop is very much the visual aspect as well. I think I talked about that in the very beginning when you guys were kind of introducing me to it, as I was like, this is so clearly marketed for everything. It's meant to be as entertaining as possible. It's meant to appeal to everything.
Yeah, it's the singing, the dancing, the outfits, the formations, the visuals, the lyrics. It's like everything. And like I know in K-pop as well, you get so like if your group doesn't live sing, you get shit on so hard on Twitter, bro.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and like that's hard. It's so hard to dance and sing. Like I've met like musical theater people who like complain about dancing and singing all the time because it's like so it takes so much out of you.
It's not easy.
And it's like you see them like in those ending fairies. By the way, not really sure what an ending fairy is really supposed to do, but basically at the end of a performance the camera will focus on one or more of the members' faces and you just see them heavily breathing while they make cute faces at the camera.
Yeah,
And
heavily
it's-
breathing. There's like sweat dripping down their faces. It's
and they're
hard.
just like they're just dying, like they don't want to
That
be
is
there.
crazy.
I don't understand what ending fairies are for, but they're like, look how hard your idol's working. And then your idol will like puff up their cheeks or like do a peace sign or something.
Do a little heart or something.
Yeah, they're like dying and they're like, peace, love. But it's like so crazy because I see like, I'm not shitting on like Western artist concerts because people go there to have fun and it is fun. From what I've seen, it's like really fun. But I'll see like clips from like concerts and like the artist is just like walking around the stage singing and people are going crazy for that shit. You know what I mean? You'll never see like well, you will see K-pop artists walking around the stage singing at like concerts and stuff cuz I don't know how long American concerts are, but K-pop concerts are like 4 hours long.
It depends on the group. But
The
yeah,
group,
like,
yeah. Stray
2 to
Kids' are
3
like
hours.
4 hours
They
long.
That
were-
is
I think-
crazy. That is
I think
crazy.
the concert it went for 3.5 hours, maybe.
That is so crazy.
Of course, you've
It's-
been you've been to a lot of concerts, right?
I'm an avid concert goer. Usually
How
they're
long?
they're an hour and a half to 2 hours. An hour and a half is pretty standard, I'd think. 2 hours is generous.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, and I'm always exhausted by the end, so I can't imagine going to one that's almost 4 hours.
Yeah, I don't know how long like other idols are because I only really hear about Stray Kids. 4 hours is a long time to be singing and dancing.
I mean, they're definitely not doing it the entire
well,
time.
yeah.
There's, I mean, like intermissions and
And sometimes half the group will go
Like,
up, and then
That's
Yeah.
another difference is concerts that I've been to, there's no intermission. It's 2 hours all the
Yeah.
way through.
yeah. But I think the industries are run like very, very different. Like it's called the K-pop industry for a reason. That shit's an industry. Like they're pumping out idols. Like you hear all this shit about like trainee diets and they have to starve themselves to be a certain weight or something. And that's like horrible. It kind of sucks with K-pop how much it relies on looks. You know
there's
what I
a
mean?
lot of like bad stuff in the industry for sure.
Yeah, like I've heard about like trainees being brought into a room and then being weighed in front of everybody,
That's crazy.
like pictures being put up on the board and they're told what exactly they have to do to fix it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they have
That's
like very
crazy.
strict diets and like they can't eat certain foods and it's like just to even get like the chance of debuting in the future.
That is
Mhm.
so crazy.
And a lot of people like dislike that about the K-pop industry, obviously. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
I mean, yeah.
actually
it's-
horrible. It still happens, and like sometimes it's probably even worse after you debut too, because you have to look the same every single
Yeah,
year.
you have to keep that image now instead
Unless
of just
you're
working
getting
towards
buff,
it.
bro. Unless you're getting buff, they don't want you gaining any weight or anything.
I think also probably I don't know.
Depends on the group.
I don't
guess.
think that getting buff is like a common thing though.
Yeah, you
Like
could tell I only stand Stray Kids for real.
I don't think that's a common thing.
strongman.
I think that's also a difference between girl and boy groups is that girls are never trying to get buff. I think a lot of the content that I've seen from boy groups, a lot of them are really buff, and I've never seen that from a girl group.
Yeah, that's because in boy groups, specifically, my example is Stray Kids because it's the only one, you'll see like them showing their abs a lot. When in
Yeah.
girl groups, they're not really doing that because they're
I
like,
think
they're girls.
I think that it's the type of getting buff. I mean, for boy groups is not bulking up and like getting muscle weight. It's staying fit and having abs really.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly what they want. For girl groups, they're just like, you must be thin.
You
Yeah.
must
And
be
that's crazy
thin.
the amount of crap that slightly heavier female idols get.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just not what everyone thinks they should be. It's crazy.
Yeah, even like average sized idols
Yeah.
get like fat shamed to hell, and it's like they're not even fat. Like that's crazy. Like imagine what would happen if a plus size idol showed up. They'd go insane.
Their brains break.
Their brains would like fucking they'd overload with hate for real.
Just implode.
Sorry, I just heard qualms and quarrels at the end.
Why did you write that down? Why did you write that down?
Because it's the only thing I could think of, okay?
You
Qualms
guys
and quarrels.
should talk about, for somebody who's never listened to anything K-pop, never been exposed to anything K-pop, if they want to, what should they start with?
Red Light Spice Drink. No, I'm just
Stop.
kidding.
Do not recommend that.
That was not. It
Now
really-
everyone's gonna go and watch it.
No. That only worked for us because we all have kind of the same humor and we all knew what each of our reactions would be, and that's very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, it depends on what group you want to get into, you know?
Definitely.
Like
What
we
kind of music
got-
you like?
Yeah. We got introduced to a group because our friend liked it. So I don't know. If you have a friend that's into K-pop, go ask them.
Is if you want to get into guy groups, I don't know. It all really depends on what kind of music you want to listen to. There's like any NCT subunit is NCT is just noise music. That's what most of it is.
Listen to Candy by NCT Dream, and
Okay,
then
maybe that one's not noise music.
read the lyrics and then get back to me.
What?
write your thoughts in the comments.
And then I'll tell you, depending on your reaction, I'll tell you which group you will stand.
Take this BuzzFeed quiz.
I think
Take this BuzzFeed quiz
if
to
you're
see which
looking-
K-pop group you stand.
if you're looking to get into Stray Kids, because you really like noise music, you really like rap and all that stuff, I think I would suggest Maniac, probably.
Maniac,
As
listen to
one of
5
your what? Maniac straight to 5-star?
No, listen to Maniac and then listen to 5 Star.
The whole album?
The whole album. But you're also saying, if you want to get into noise music, listen to Stray Kids. But also, Stray Kids has a lot of different kinds of music.
If you like softer songs, they have songs like Sorry I Love You and Lonely Street and like
Or like Stars and Raindrops.
yeah, they got like solo songs too, like Ice Dot Cream. This is like of ice
Ice
cream,
Dot
SKG
Cream.
for Stray Kids. I think if you want to get into Stray Kids, I think Maniac is a pretty good song. It's a really
I think-
solid song.
As someone who wasn't listening to K-pop almost at all beforehand, getting into Stray Kids was probably the best intro for sure.
Look up a video that says a useful guide to Stray Kids or some shit.
What?
If you have to, get a friend to quiz you on the names and faces regularly.
Yeah.
Like our friend used
Guys,
to
it doesn't
pause it
have
at
to be
random
that
points
serious.
and be like, who is that?
Who is that? Who is that?
All right.
Be like, I don't know.
Being someone who isn't as into K-pop as both of you, I would say if you want to listen to stuff that's so hype, like you don't really know what's going on half the time, Stray Kids is a great bet. I think if you want more TikTok kind of soft vibey songs, I think probably any girl group, probably New Jeans. I think
Probably 50-50.
probably 50-50.
50-50.
If you listen to Stray Kids and you decide that you didn't get deafened enough, then you can go on to ATs probably.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
What else?
Listen to Bouncy by ATEEZ.
If you want to listen to stuff that you've probably heard before but you didn't know it was K-pop, you can go listen to BTS. I would also suggest that if you want to give BTS a chance but you don't like their music as a group, then listen to their solo stuff because
Listen
I
to
actually
the
really like their solo
solo
stuff.
Okay,
Arson by
J-Hope?
J-Hope, really good.
Oh my gosh.
Arson and More are my favorite J-Hope songs. They're also the only ones I've heard.
That's
But they're
crazy.
good.
Awesome.
August D, aka Suga, he's pretty good as well. I think if you want to get into a girl group, I think G Idol is a very good girl
G-Idol,
group.
For sure.
And I think if you want to get into them, listen to Tomboy or Lion or Oh My God, but Oh My God might be a later one. Listen to G Idol. Listen to Oh My God by G Idol.
Okay, okay.
You'll go crazy. But yeah, it might be like a little intimidating to get into a group because you're like, oh, there's like fucking 17 people in this fucking group. How do I fucking learn like the faces and the names of every single one of them?
I think going into it with just kind of a laid back like approach to it is kind of
Mhm.
nice. Like you definitely don't need to learn everyone's names, especially at
Yeah.
first. If you really get into them, you're just gonna learn them
Mhm.
through watching them.
Yeah, if you're really interested enough, then you'll learn
Yeah.
through just I know all of Stray Kids against my will, so if that says anything.
If you are really like really want to just learn their names, get over with K profiles. Type up Stray Kids K profile, G Idols K profile, whatever. The first thing that pops up, it brings up a whole thing with like the names and like a bunch of facts about all the people, and like it's K profiles is really nice. If it also helps make up nicknames for each of the person like people, I
Like
will not
the gay one.
like
The gay one.
or
Or
yaw
y'all.
or ham or
Ham was a
um
pretty good one, but that's just one letter off.
Yeah.
Skeppy.
Was Skeppy one of them?
Yeah.
That was Sigma, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And then on top.
Those are good names.
Did Lino even have a nickname?
He was Lilo.
Lilo. We should just go back to calling him that.
For real.
We should go back to calling all of them their names they had.
I don't think I could ever look at Sigmund as Skeppy ever again.
But if you want to get into a group that has fewer members, G Idol has 5. 50/50 has 4. Do you know any boy groups that have like fewer members?
TXT
How many do they
has
have?
5.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I thought they had like 7.
Stray Kids and Hypen have 8. Wait, 8? And Hypen may have 7. I don't remember. ATEEZ has 8.
Could be wrong.
Could be wrong. I don't know. BTS has 7.
If you want to get into Blackpink, they have 4.
Easy.
I've got the
So
solution.
Blackpink is good.
I have the solution. Okay, disregard everything we just said in the past like 15 minutes. Go into YouTube and type in Run BTS right now and watch the first video that pops up.
That's a good song.
Specifically the dance practice one.
Yep, that'll get them.
That'll get them.
Can we watch that after this?
Oh my god.
Let's watch it right now.
Right now. Us reacting to it.
Us reacting to it, but don't.
It's just our reactions.
Yeah, blind reaction, but the viewers can't see it.
But the viewer.
The viewers are the blind ones.
Am I allowed to change the topic?
I'm changing the topic.
Ghost.
Oh, Ghost is changing. Okay.
No, everyone shut up. I'm changing the topic right now.
Okay, sorry.
Kendall.
Oh.
Yeah?
What does Delulu mean?
Oh.
Thank you for asking, Kendall. I don't want to answer this.
I think Delulu is like a thing in Western like stan culture as well, but basically
it's
Delulu
a little bit more prominent in K-pop.
Yeah, Delulu is short for delusional. And normally you see it when people are like, oh my god, I'm literally dating Bing Chan. Or when people like show a photo of like Felix Stray Kids laying in bed and being like, when he wakes up in the morning and looks over at you. Or just them just thinking they're dating like an idol or something.
Yeah, it's just
It's just being
Being
delusional.
obsessed.
But a lot of it isn't like they genuinely think that they're dating the idol. Most of it is they're joking.
Yeah.
Or they just want to show that their love for the idol in like a little bit of a weird way, you know? But that's what Delulu means. I think I'm a little bit Delulu.
I would say at times.
At times we're all a bit Delulu, even Ghost.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I say all the time how Han from Stray Kids is my husband, or Mingy is my wife, and Banchan is my boyfriend.
I think Minky is my wife is a great sentence.
My wife Mingy.
My wife Mingy.
Everyone who's
I-
listening to this, go into your search bar and look up Mingy right now.
I have biases in groups that I don't even stand. Like
I've been
Mingy
trying to
is-
get Kendall into ATs.
Mingy is my AT's bias, and
What's his nickname?
TXT Fix On, because he says that before he raps. And then I don't listen to TXT. I don't think I've heard a single TXT song, but my favorite member is Subin. I love Subin. I once saw a video of him going Subin Center, and I've never been the same since then.
I've never recovered since the accident.
Yeah, for real. He was so happy. Subin Center. Yeah, my bias in Stray Kids is Han Ji-sung. Look him
Just
up.
in case you were wondering.
He's so hot.
Yeah.
Alright, end the episode.
Okay. Get us out of here.
It's gonna start getting a little bit too
No,
painful.
no. Sorry.
Sorry. I knew you were gonna do that.
Now that we're kind of like on Delulu and stuff, I want to talk about the stan culture that surrounds K-pop. I'm on stan Twitter. I am on stan Twitter.
The stan culture that surrounds K-pop. Go on.
So I'm cooking. I thought somebody else was gonna say something.
Oh.
Can somebody else like start it and then I'll hop on?
What, talk about what? It's your topic. You said I want to talk about this.
What do you see
I
a lot
think-
in stan culture surrounding K-pop?
Parasocial relationships.
Unreal. What's a parasocial relationship? We talked about this before, but this might be
We
some
have.
people's first episode.
When a person thinks, no, let me
All
restart.
right, a parasocial
Well,
relationship
no, I'm
is
gonna
when
say it.
a
I'm
viewer
gonna
or
say
an
it.
artist thinks that they have a relationship with each other when they have never met or known each other personally whatsoever.
I was gonna say
Oh my god, back up. Damn, if anybody was sleeping this episode, bro, they're definitely awake now. What the fuck was that? I see a lot of parasocial relationships. A lot of people think they know the artist when they really don't. They're like, wow, Bang Chan says he loves me, so he must really love me. And it's like you're a number on his screen, bro. He doesn't know you personally. And it also sucks more because there's these like apps that they have called Bubble
Oh,
or like Bubble
It's
or
kinda bad.
Weverse, or basically they can text you and they put in YN and it shows up as your name, so it looks like they're talking to you
What? I didn't know
specifically.
that.
So if
you didn't
you
know
put-
that?
No.
So the idol could put I love you YN and it'll show up I love you Kendall. I love you Felix, I love you Ghost.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, listen to this. Parasocial relationship definition. Parasocial relationships are one-sided relationships where one person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona, is completely unaware of the other's existence.
That's what I was gonna say, to be clear.
Okay, well, you didn't say it.
You interrupted me, idiot.
Yeah, because you were taking too long to cook, to be clear.
Okay.
Girls, are you done? for me?
That's, I don't know. I've always been kind of like, with the whole, like, name thing on Bubble, it's just basically, it's a group chat on the artist end. It's a group chat where they can see everyone's messages, but you can only see yourself
Mhm.
and the artist.
That is
It's actually
crazy.
awful.
It's kind of crazy. I don't know. And
Like
but it's not
nice, but it's
but
like,
it's also
weird.
also is a paid subscription.
Yeah. You pay for that shit.
You pay for it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they also do
they'll-
live streams on there, no?
They
Nope.
can, and it shows up as a phone call.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't at least in Stray Kids, they don't do it.
They don't
on
do it as
Bubble.
much.
They
do
do
it on
live streams on
YouTube.
YouTube.
But yeah, Bubble basically they can send like voice memos, videos, like photos. Technically, you're not supposed to take those stuff and put them on other platforms, but good people will. They
The
will
good
take
people of Twitter
the
will
good people. Yeah,
take the stuff off of Bubble and give it to the
they'll
rest of us.
translate it. They'll be so nice about it, and sometimes the translator on Bubble's really bad. I think there's been a lot of Lena where he like
Oh, yeah. Mistranslations on like the Bubble automatic translator stuff because it's basically Google Translate, so it's not gonna get it right.
so
I was gonna say we could put some examples.
some
on screen.
examples. There's one of Sungmin where he goes, "Am I a shit dog?"
I don't even think that one was a far off translation.
Yeah,
You
I
think
he just
that's
said, "Am I a bad dog?"
You
or
think that's
something,
in within the realm of what he was trying to say?
No, yes, 100%.
but there's
Because
one.
like
There's one that
something-
says from Hyunjin that says, "Happy birthday, pig." No B word. A pig is a pig.
He's fighting with
What does that
himself.
even mean?
Wait, I wanna find one more.
I know that there's one.
Oh, there's one from Lino where it says, "I fried my dog." It's also awkward. I don't know what that means.
I know there's one. Lino was trying to he was sighing or something in like Korean slang, but the translation just showed a gay flag for some reason.
I feel like Lino gets the worst out of all of them.
Yeah.
Like this poor guy. There's one of Hyunjin where he says, "I hate mayonnaise. I also respect mayonnaise." I don't know what that means. Are we done with the bubble stuff, or
We're at an
Yeah.
hour 13. We could end it.
yeah, like a little bit? So
Well,
I'm on Stan
sorry.
Twitter. I'm on
Okay,
Stan
restart.
Twitter. I'm I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
Go on.
I'm gonna fucking kill- I'm on Stan Twitter a lot, and I see a lot of the good and the bad. The good thing about it is that it unites a lot of people from the same fandom, and they get to become friends and like besties, and they get to enjoy what they get to enjoy together. But on the other side, there's a lot of fan wars and hate, like unnecessary hate to groups for no reason, and then like also like fan bases being toxic. There's always toxic sides to fandoms. It doesn't matter what fandom it is, there's always going to be someone toxic, and there's always going to be a group of people that hate people for no fucking reason. But you see a lot of that on StanTwit, but if you curate it the right way, you won't see it as much.
Do you want to explain like what a fan war is? I guess it's kind of self-explanatory, but from a K-pop
Basically, two fan bases will go to war with maybe because one group's fans hated on the other group. Like say group A, group B. Group A's fans hated on group B, so then group B's fans are retaliating by hating on group A's favorite group, and it's horrible sometimes. It's rough up here in StanTwit, but I think for me personally, I think the good outweighs the bad, because I've made
Yeah.
some good friends on StanTwit. That's all about my spiel on StanTwit. All in all, if you're thinking of getting into K-pop, you should. Because it's very fun, the music's very fun, it's very good. Watching like videos of the group just messing around is very fun as well. A lot of them are really nice people, just trying to achieve their dreams. And that's it for this episode.
Yay!
If you are watching and you enjoy K-pop, subscribe. If you're watching and you don't enjoy K-pop, subscribe.
Yeah! If you
Please.
hated this episode and every topic we talked about, subscribe. And if you
If
That's
you hated
it.
this episode because you hate K-pop, subscribe.
If you hated this episode because you hate us,
subscribe.
subscribe.
If you hated this episode because you hate podcasts, subscribe.
if you hate Felix, subscribe.
What?
Because we do too.
What?
Bye!
Bye!